Hi everyone, in this video I'm just going to give you a quick preview of a feature in Canvas called Draft State. Now what Draft State is that long-awaited feature that lets you hide stuff from students, which is kind of cool. So right now it's in beta, so if you do want to turn it on for your course, it hasn't been turned on for the institution at all, just because it does change a few things with the user interface and a couple of other settings. So if you want to try it out, it's over here in Feature Options under Settings. And mine is actually turned on, and usually yours will be set to off. If you just click this little segmented control over to on, then that'll turn it on. And as it mentions here, it redesigns a bunch of parts, and if you disable it, it might delete some content. So just be aware that if you do want to turn this on, it's best not to turn it off again, otherwise you might lose stuff. Okay, so what that does, I'll just go into Student View and let you see what that actually looks like. So on the left-hand side here, we've got it looks quite normal. On the right-hand side, we no longer see those recently updated pages, which I knew was an issue for some people. There was pages that you didn't want students to see, and now with this draft state, you don't see those anymore, even if they are made available to students. So if I go into modules here, you'll actually see I've got this course set up to actually unlock things like that, so that's how it is normally. But what I'll do is I'll actually go in and you'll actually see what this looks like. So this is what the new modules looks like, and this is where the draft state comes in. It's basically published or unpublished content, and so you can publish or unpublish an entire module if you want. So I've unpublished that now, and that means that entire module won't show up. But these individual pieces of content are still published, okay? So that means that if I go back into Student View, I'm looking at Course Administration here. Let's go back into Student View. That entire module is gone. Let's see. There it is. So it just skipped ahead, and now that is just completely invisible to students, which is super awesome. But I don't want to actually do that to my students, so you can do that. So just be aware that if you have, say if you have assignments, discussions, anything like that unlocked, and you have assignments, discussions in here, these will still be available to students if they go in through this way. So you'll need to actually go in and unpublish these. Okay? So what it looks like is when you're in a piece of content, I'm just going to go into this video that I have for my students. And whenever you're in an assignment, anything like that, there'll be this big green button here, and you can unpublish or publish as you like. Same thing should appear in your discussions here. Here's that little cloud again, unpublish, publish, publish, unpublish. Same thing with assignments. Unpublish, publish, publish. So at this point, the publish and draft state feature, it does change a few things. You've noticed this weighting is different in the assignment section. The modules look different. I actually like this. It has a lot cleaner look. It has a lot more modern look, I think. But there's no actual way to make the draft state publish at a certain time. I think that's what the locking and unlocking at a certain date within each module is for. All this does is manually hide or unhide content from students. Okay, so that's what draft state looks like. I'd encourage you to explore that. If you do want a test course just to play around with it, you can ask me for that, or you can just feel free to explore that in your own course. So again, to actually turn it on, it's under Settings, Feature Options, and Draft State. There's another one under Feature Options called Outcome Gradebook. I would encourage you to look at the guides.instructure.com website to have a look at what that is. I'm not really interested in doing that for my course, but the draft state is super cool. Okay, yeah, so that's what draft state looks like. It should be rolling out to all courses as just a standard feature, probably in between spring and summer quarter. Sometime in July is what I've heard, but that could change. So that's draft state. Thanks, everyone.